What happens when two of boxing's most respected figures, Terrence Crawford and Floyd Mayweather, step forward to call out one of the sport's hottest stars? This time, it's not just another boxing rivalry. It's about Gervonta Davis, his legacy, his decisions, and a fight that's got everyone talking. The fight in question? A clash with YouTube superstar Jake Paul.
Who were you going to call out? What was the plan originally?
I think he was here. He came in my locker room.
Shakur Stevenson?
He wasn't in my locker room.
Jake Paul?
Next question.
Man, God damn, that's not the Gervonta I know.
Gervonta "Tank" Davis has always been a fighter who turns heads. Known for his lightning-fast hands and knockout power, he's dominated the lightweight division, cementing himself as one of boxing's most exciting names.
Tank Davis.
Bad dude. See, what I like about Tank is Tank brings something different. You know, back in the days, everybody had something. Muhammad Ali was a mover boxer, George was a puncher, Ernest Shavers was a puncher. Everybody had something they brought to the table. Larry Holmes had a jab. Mike Weaver had overhand right. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has something. That division now is full, and Tank having to be the knockout guy of the division. He the one with the main knockout power. Garcia has it too, but Tank got that real knockout power that, like, if Tank hit one of them clean, usually they gonna have a problem. So it's like, I like Tank. Every now and then, I think when he knows he can beat somebody, he probably don't lock in as hard, but I think when they bring challenges, he locks in.
Yeah, he fights to the level of his competition.
Yes,
He was doing that a lot.
and he got to be careful of that.
2 fights ago, he was really doing that.
You feel me? So you got to be careful of that, because if you come in and think somebody is not at your level and you underestimate them, it can get you beat. So that's the only thing I think you got to be careful of. Other than that, Tank is a really good fighter.
But lately, fans and legends alike have started questioning his choices, especially this latest one, agreeing to fight Jake Paul, a man who made his name on social media and now fights at nearly 200 pounds. For Terrence "Bud" Crawford and Floyd "Money" Mayweather, that's a step too far.
Who were you going to call out? What was the plan originally?
I think he was here. He came in my locker room.
Shakur Stevenson?
He wasn't in my locker room.
Jake Paul?
Next question.
Man, God damn, that's not the Gervonta I know.
Tank Davis and Terrence Crawford have had beef for a while now. Both men are fierce competitors. Both want to be the top dog, and both refuse to back down.
Tank would never even think about to come up to 154.
All right, what about 47, though?
Yes, if he get to pick his opponent. But Tank would never come from 35 to 54.
Y'all got into it on social media around that time. Is that just you being competitive, like when that happens? Or is
Man,
it
I just really don't like that dude.
Why, though?
Cause I just don't like him. Like, I really don't like him. That's like
Just not your cup of tea? That's just not
yeah,
your...
I don't like nothing about him. I just felt like, he just one of these little arrogant little dudes that's using what he got to shield him. He got a lot of security guards around him, and he's in the limelight and stuff like that. But in certain situations, he wouldn't be acting like that.
Do you like him as a fighter, though?
Yeah, he's a damn good fighter.
Yeah.
But like his core personality and his ways, nah.
Their feud escalated when Tank took things personal, bringing Crawford's family into the mix. That's when Floyd, Tank's former mentor, sided with Crawford, sending a clear message: Gervonta's going too far. That moment didn't just deepen the rivalry between Tank and Bud, it drove a wedge between Tank and Floyd as well.
If we was to fight right now on the streets, I'll break your fucking neck. And that's on my kids. And you know it, I know it, and the whole world know it. And I'm not talking about no fighting in the ring. If me and you was to fight outside, I will break your neck.
Now, with the announcement of Tank's upcoming fight with Jake Paul, both Crawford and Mayweather are on the same page again. And this time, they're both blasting Tank's decision.
If we was to fight right now on the streets, I'll break your fucking neck. And that's on my kids. And you know it, I know it, and the whole world know it. And I'm not talking about no fighting in the ring. If me and you was to fight outside, I will break your neck.
Crawford has made it clear. He thinks Gervonta is wasting his prime by taking on an exhibition-style fight instead of facing real boxers. And it's not just him. Shakur Stevenson said the same thing.
Didn't say you got your eye on Tank. What do you think about the rumors of Tank and Jake fight?
Man, Tank disrespectful to the sport if he choose that over fighting with me. I'm the best fighter in the sport. I've been telling him that. he called cap on it. So if you gonna call cap and say I'm not who I say I am, come prove it.
At a time when Tank should be focused on proving himself as the best in the lightweight division, he's instead chasing a payday against a YouTuber. For Crawford, that's not just a bad look. It's an insult to the sport.
If you do fight, what weight would it be at?
195. It would be an exhibition.
Okay, so it was going to be an exhibition, not sanctioned, but no restrictions. You can knock each other out and shit like that. It was going to be at a catch weight of 195 pounds, 10 rounds, 3 minutes. I've been trying to figure this out. Why was I a Tank hater for wanting to see Tank go up 5 pounds to get some smoke with like Teofimo Lopez or something? I just wanted to see him go up 5 pounds and fight Teofimo Lopez. And all of you were saying, you want Tank hurt, Showbiz. You a hater. You want him hurt. Then I'm convinced, okay, he's too small, but he can fight Jake at 195?
Floyd Mayweather, the man who once guided Tank's rise to superstardom, is just as disappointed. He knows a thing or two about mixing business with boxing. He turned exhibition fights into massive paydays, fighting everyone from YouTubers to kickboxers.
It's crazy that everybody keep asking me, why you not coming back to fight? Why you not coming back to fight? So I look at the fight game, I said, okay. I said, you know, fighters fighting, they make 3 million, 4 million, 6 million, 7 million. Some may make 10 or 20 million. But I'm doing exhibitions and I'm making 20, 25 million, 100 million for exhibitions. So why would I come back and fight and get a guaranteed 35 million when I'm doing exhibitions and getting 100 million?
But even Floyd says there's a right way and a wrong way to do it. He's called out Gervonta for prioritizing money over legacy, warning that one bad move can derail a career faster than any knockout punch.
You still early in the game. What do you want your legacy to be when it comes to this game, man?
Beat the system.
The system? What's the system of boxing?
Beat the system of boxing, life. Just beat the system. Be able to spread my wings and had my people next to me spread their wings. That's it. I ain't really got no big goal of this sports and all that. I just want to get my money and just remove myself.
The weight difference alone is enough to raise eyebrows. Jake Paul fights at nearly 195 pounds, a full 60 pounds heavier than Tank's usual fighting weight. That's a difference of almost 6 weight classes.
Tank was looking past Roach, and he wanted that Jake Paul fight, which I think Jake Paul would have beaten. Jake is way too big. Tank is 5'5", 135, soaking wet. Y'all think Tank is too small for 140. He ain't beating no heavyweight. I'm not joking. I don't think he would have hurt Jake. He would have to jump up to reach. I don't think he would have hurt him. I tell you this, it would have gone the distance, and people would have been laughing their asses off, and it wouldn't have been good for Tank's brand. I tell you that. That fight would have went the distance. Soon as 5'5" Tank is looking at a 6'2", 6'3" Jake Paul, y'all would be like, hold, wait a second. And Jake Paul be on spread out paws with that arm out and stepping back. And bro, I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you. But that's a cat. Fine. We'll never get to fight anyway, so we'll never know.
Even with exhibition rules, one heavy punch from Jake could seriously hurt Gervonta. And let's be honest, if Gervonta gets knocked out by Jake Paul, it's the kind of headline that would haunt his career forever. Yet despite all the warnings, Tank seems determined to chase the bag. And that's exactly what Crawford and Mayweather are calling out. They believe Tank is getting too caught up in the hype, too focused on the money, and too distracted from what really matters, cementing his place in boxing history. Gervonta had a whole hit list, and he hasn't fought anyone from it yet.
Your hit list consisted of Devin, Loma, and Shakur. Is that still the same hit list, or have it changed?
It's anybody at 135. It's not that just them.
Are you interested in being undisputed at 135?
Yeah, for sure.
To them, the fight with Jake Paul is nothing more than a money grab, a sideshow that puts Tank's reputation at risk.
Yeah, no, we're working on it behind the scenes to make that happen, and obviously that's a fight where the fans are going to win, and it's going to be the biggest event of the year.
What weight would you fight him at?
We're working on it, but it'd be an exhibition most likely.
What's even more concerning is that Gervonta has unfinished business with Lamont Roach. Their first fight ended in a controversial draw, a fight many believe Roach actually won, especially after that 9th-round knockdown that electrified the crowd.
Oh, and that right, but Davis took off some of the steam of the punch, but still, Roach leaning with right. He took a knee. He took a knee. What is he doing? He forgot his... It's got to be a knockdown. What in the world is happening?
Took a knee. He's got to count.
I understand. You take a knee like that, that looks like a knockdown. All right? Back up. Back up.
Even though it wasn't officially ruled a knockdown, fans saw it, and it's a moment that still hangs over Gervonta's legacy. Roach earned the respect of the fans that night, and now, with a rematch set for August, Tank has a chance to silence the doubters and reclaim his spot at the top. But here's the catch. Gervonta seems more focused on Jake Paul than on the man who nearly beat him in their first fight.
Honestly, I thought I should have won without that being counted a knockdown. Look, I ain't the ref. I ain't really, you know what I'm saying? Like, if he had to wipe sweat out his eye, he had to wipe sweat out his eye. But the rules do state if you voluntarily take a knee, then that's an automatic 8 count. But it is what it is. I wasn't relying on that. I was relying on what I was doing in there. I think I was taking control. I think I was landing more shots. I think I was landing more power shots. And I thought I was doing my thing. So I'm not really that frustrated about that. But if that was kind of a knockdown, I would win the majority decision.
The rematch with Roach is just a couple of months away. Yet Tank's mind appears to be on the November spectacle with Jake. That's a problem. Both Floyd and Crawford see it. They know that overlooking Roach could be the biggest mistake of Tank's career. If he slips up against Roach, his credibility takes another hit, and the Jake Paul fight starts to look even more like a desperate cash grab than a legitimate challenge. Roach is a serious threat.
How many rematches have you fought?
0.
What do you have to do to create enough separation where this don't happen again?
Whew, it's a good question. It's going to be based on my training camp. I have to push myself a little harder. If that didn't get me the win, and I have room. I definitely have room. I'm not going to lie, I have room.
You believe you fought the best Gervonta, or do you think he got some more gears?
100% for a fact. I think he might have some more gears, but I fought the best Gervonta that night. I don't want people to get it misconstrued or whatever the case may be. He's a hell of a fighter. Hell of an IQ, great punching power, good speed, and a really good boxing ability. A lot of people underrate that. Don't think because of what I did, y'all think y'all can just go in there and think y'all can have the same night, you know what I'm saying, or do the same thing. He still will go upside your head and crack you, and you know what I'm saying, you might end up on the floor. Everybody not built the same, and that's what people getting messed up. He did a whole lot of things that was good in that fight, a whole lot, and I'm telling you right now, if he wasn't as good of a fighter as he was, that would have been, you know what I'm saying? I would have steamrolled him. Don't get that misconstrued. He's still the guy he is. It's just he ran into a guy that's on the same level.
Floyd Mayweather, in particular, is feeling the sting of betrayal. He built Tank's brand, guided his rise, and taught him how to navigate the business side of boxing. But now, Floyd's watching as Gervonta uses those same lessons to overshadow him. Gervonta's been getting bigger deals, bigger headlines, and bigger paydays than Floyd ever did at his age.
Like, I gotta do that.
A lot of people don't know that what Floyd do. He said.
So you feel like it was a sub, like he was subbing you, like, oh, like
he was going at me. He was going at me, and I knew for sure he was going at me. That's why I went at him. There's no reason for me to go at Floyd.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Cause I feel like y'all got, I would say love and hate, but it's been like the last interview you showed them love. This week it was whatever. But is that sometimes like, you know, is it just like big bro, little bro seeing things different, or what is it to you?
No, Floyd don't never. He felt as though I'm at that point where as though I passed him. And I'm doing it at a young age. Wait, like when Floyd was 29, you'll see, bro.
Yeah.
That deal that I'm talking about.
Yeah. Oh, that's a part of the deal.
He don't know about that yet. But that's bigger than his deal.
Damn. Wow.
And I'm just releasing it.
Exclusive. That's exclusive. Bigger than Floyd deal?
Yeah.
Tank, don't cap, nigga. That's a lot of bread.
And for a man like Floyd, who built his empire on being the best at everything, both in the ring and at the negotiating table, that's a tough pill to swallow.
You know, I didn't have to have 70 fights on 150 fights, 300 fights. Did I not beat the most world champions?
Yes, you did.
Okay. And in the least amount of fights?
Yes, you did.
Who got the highest gate?
Floyd Mayweather.
Who made the most money?
You did.
Who was the most accurate fighter of all time?
You were.
So it's basically saying that.
The greatest of all time.
Okay.
All right.
It's not just about ego, though. Floyd genuinely believes Tank is making a mistake. He's seen what happens when fighters prioritize money over legacy. He's seen careers fade and reputations crumble. He knows that even one loss, even in an exhibition, can change the way fans see a fighter. And for Gervonta, a loss to Jake Paul wouldn't just be embarrassing, it would be catastrophic.
How about Jake? What do you think of Jake?
Clown.
Yeah.
He's a clown.
Would you look at it as a joke if someone, if your team was like, yo, we want you to fight Jake Paul? Would you be like, come on, man?
I laugh at him. Like, you want me to fight him?
You think it'll ever come to the point where you're going to mix into, I mean, you're obviously doing the real shit, but will it ever mix into the point where the money's big enough
Yeah,
for
would you ever
to
do a
take-
fight like that?
I feel as though in my career, I can't do that right now.
Then there's the rivalry with Crawford. Tank and Bud have been at each other's throats for a while, trading barbs and insults, like two kids fighting over the last piece of candy. But this time, Crawford's criticism hits different. He's not just talking trash, he's offering real advice. Crawford knows what it takes to be a champion. He's fought the best, beaten the best, and cemented his legacy. So when he says Gervonta should be fighting real opponents instead of YouTubers, he's speaking from experience.
How you feel about that fight? Is it even possible at a catch weight?
No, ain't no catch weight. You come up to 47.
You're not even entertaining a catch weight.
No, I'm not.
He's a champ though too, undefeated.
And what champ? Come on, man, tell me what belt. You know boxing. You forgot Devin Haney is undisputed. Devin Haney got all the belts. He the champ. Nobody else the champ. I'm gonna come up here where the big boys at.
All right,
I'll welcome him.
But Tank sees it differently. To him, the fight with Jake Paul is an opportunity to make a huge payday and reach a new audience. It's a business move, just like Floyd's exhibitions.
So with age, I grew, got wisdom, got more savvy, and understood the business part. And once I said, I'm no longer going to be just an athlete. I'm going to be a businessman. See, a lot of the fighters right now in boxing, they're just fighters.
Right.
I'm a businessman. So right now, I'm retired. But you got guys like Warren Buffett that's in his 80s or 90s that can still make a ton of money.
And Tank's been quick to point out that Floyd himself fought YouTubers and influencers to line his pockets. The difference, though, is that Floyd did it after cementing his legacy. He fought Manny Pacquiao, Canelo Alvarez, and countless other elite fighters before cashing in on spectacle fights. Gervonta, on the other hand, is still in his prime, with plenty of challenges ahead.
When we wanted the Loma fight, when it was in its prime, him and Mayweather, their team just, they just danced around it. When we wanted the Devin fight for Undisputed, the belts don't matter. I could just give them to my kids because everybody's winning belts. Shakur, he's easy work, he's boring, but you don't want to unify against him. Keyshawn might have a chance. You feel me? It's just disgusting. We wanted the Bud fight too after he called him out, and we also would have took a Teofimo Lopez fight. But then his fans would say, oh, but they're too big. They're not in his weight class. What the fuck is Jake Paul? This is the bullshit I be talking about. Like, this shit does nothing for the sport of boxing, but in terms of the division of 135, it doesn't do jack shit.
And that's why Crawford and Mayweather are so frustrated. They see a young fighter with the talent to dominate his division, wasting time on sideshows instead of making history. To them, it's a waste of potential and a sign that Tank might be losing focus on what really matters. But let's be honest, Tank is doing it for the money. He's said it himself in the past, bragging that he's already making bigger deals than Floyd did when he was the same age. And he's not wrong. Fighting Jake Paul is going to be a massive payday, especially after the kind of numbers Jake did with Mike Tyson.
If you give them a good show and you make your money, like Jake Paul, made $40 million off of that. You know what I'm saying? Mike Tyson made $20 million off of the fight. It was played in the AT&T Stadium. We don't even know how much those guys got. How much did Netflix make? You know what I'm saying? How much did everybody involved made? Since Jake Paul made $40 million, Mike made $20 million. You know what I'm saying? So yes, it was all like an exhibition type show, and it was just for each other to get some money. Mike got his money, Jake Paul got his money, and by unanimous decision, Jake Paul won because, of course, he was a younger guy.
So that's all from today's video. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon so you never miss our upcoming videos. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments section. Stay tuned, and we will catch you in the next video.